Hey, I'm Jason.
And I'm Tess.
And welcome back to another episode of Small Talk Arkansas.
We are not at the table today.
Not at the Coronication Kitchen Table Studio. We are out and about.
We are in the middle of the woods.
We're doing the van life, guys.
Yes, we are.
So this video, I know it's probably going to take us a while to get all of this edited and get it out to you, but we filmed this the week of June the 12th through the 14th.
Yes.
We just got back from Santa Fe and did some state parks in Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. We still owe you that video.
Yeah,
we're going to get that to you, but we're out and about. This is June 12th through the 14th. We're at we're today in this video. We're going to talk about the Buffalo Point Campground. It is it's a Yellville, Arkansas, just outside of Yellville, Harriet. Area. We're going to talk to you about canoeing and floating the Buffalo River.
Yes, we are.
We float it, and then we're also going to talk about the Indian Rock Trail.
Yes.
All of that's coming to you. The reviews of each one of those are going to come to you in this video. So
keep watching.
Keep watching. You're going to get to see all the glory, the beauty of the outdoors. Of this video. But you know, we stayed at Buffalo Point Campground. We checked this out.
We checked this out a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago, we went to Bull Shoals, and we brought you that video already.
We did.
But on the way back from Bull Shoals and the way back down to Little Rock, we wanted to pull in and check out Buffalo Point, look at it. And it was absolutely stunning. It was beautiful. And that was kind of the first week that people were able to get out, go to state parks and some national parks that were opening up. And when we came back through from Bull Shoals, the Buffalo Point was just being opened.
Yeah.
So we thought, man, let's get back and check this out. So we booked it through Recreation.gov.
An amazing resource if you don't know it yet.
Yep, you can go to Recreation.gov on a computer. You can download the app. The app's a really good app.
Super easy to reserve your campsite. Yeah,
if you want to go camping, but you don't want to necessarily boondock or camp disperse in some off-grid campsite.
Yeah,
you want to stay in a park. You want some power. You want some water. You want restroom facilities. Campsites like that.
Spotty cell phone service,
or no cell phone service. Here at Buffalo Point, there is no cell phone service.
You have to go down to the little beach area and cross your fingers.
Cross your fingers across. You got to be at the.
You got to cross your toes.
And if you just stand right on one leg and bounce up and down, you can get enough signal to check your messages.
Get some cell service.
But that's about it, and we find that out for most of the campgrounds and stuff like that we go to.
Yeah.
But Bull Shoals had
that's kind of the beauty of it.
Yeah, it is. You're kind of disconnected.
Yeah.
So
why would you want to be connected?
Yeah, we booked this site, and the beauty of this site is we stayed in C45. Is where we booked the first night, and then we went and floated that Saturday. So Friday night we stayed in C45 in spot C45.
We were only able to book that one night in that one spot.
Yep,
and it was sort of like, what's going to happen next?
Full up. So the campground is beautiful. Most of the campsites are all shaded. So even this time of the year, it's 10, 15 degrees cooler during the day.
Yeah.
And then 20 degrees cooler at night.
Yes, with that shade.
In these campsites right off the river. So, you should definitely check it out. Buffalo Point is absolutely beautiful. So Saturday we went and floated. We're going to bring you footage of that. We actually floated the Buffalo River. We floated
with Dirst.
Dirst Canoe Rentals. DirstCanoeRental.com. That's DIRST canoerental.com, and I'll put a link to that in the link below.
There are 3 of us in the party.
Yep, 3 of us. We floated. We rented canoes from Dirst Canoe. You guys give them a call or check them out online. You can also check out from their website. You can look at the water levels.
And all of that pertinent info that you need.
Yeah, the gauge of the water flow, all of those types of things. What's going to be best,
because there are certain watercraft that's going to be better for certain water levels. So, you want an inner tube, that's going to be one water level. You want a canoe, you want to kayak, you're going to need certain water levels for that.
So we stayed in C47 campsite, or C45, excuse me, on Friday night, and then we went and floated all day Saturday.
Yes.
And we had to leave our site that morning, but they've got some areas that are first come, first serve.
So we had to cross our fingers again.
Yeah, so we were like, we could completely stay off grid, but we had a third party with us. And it was a little warm, and she was sleeping in a tent and definitely probably wanted a fan.
Yeah, all that stuff.
We didn't have our generator on the van.
Yeah.
So we really kind of wanted to plug in to get the air conditioner as well. And so we floated the river that day and came back to one of the first come, first serve sites, and we got site A7.
And that was awesome too.
That was a phenomenal site, tree covered. Very shaded. They have a lot of river stone that they've stacked in as far as each particular site, and you'll see a lot of that in our videos and pictures that we'll show you. But so on the float again, we used Dirst canoe rental.
Yep.
We rented from those guys, and we put in a Dillard's ferry.
Yeah.
So
they made the process really easy. They told us where to go park down by the bridge and go down to the water. They're going to have your boats there. We got a canoe for the two of us, and we got a kayak.
Correct.
So
we put in at Dirst Ferry, and we came out at Rush Landing.
It was about 9 miles.
It's a 9.5 mile float. It should take about 6 hours under normal conditions, and of course that depends on how much you stop, and
how long you're at your stops and what all you do.
Are you fishing? Are you hanging out drinking beers? Are you with a large group and everybody's stopping and eating?
And also the water levels, that matters too, because how fast the river's going,
Absolutely. So when we floated, this is June the 13th, we floated. And if you check out the Dirst canoe rental, you can check out the water site. You look it up on, it's Buffalo River near Harriet. That's the check park that you want to check if you want to find this. The day we floated, the water level gauged at 5'6". That was the gauge height near Harriet. Floating conditions were moderate. There was ample water for floating. Floating typically in that area, if the river is 3 foot 15 inches, 3 foot 15 inches, I don't even know what that is. 3.15, 3 feet.
0.15.
0.15.
Whatever that is.
6.16. Then you are in good, those are good floating conditions. So we hit it perfectly. It was 5 foot, 6 inches was the gauge height. It took us 3.5 hours, realistically, of floating time. So, what you
and
add...
we had stopping time and stuff like that too, but it did not take us near 6 hours.
So if you go 3.5 hours and you go, I'm going to stop 30 minutes for lunch, I'm going to stop 30 minutes to look at the bluffs, you're going to stop...
What you're going to want to do.
You're going to fish, you're going to do all of these things. Just add that. If you're at a moderate float time, and we literally only paddled once or twice.
Yeah.
Realistically, we were just going along with the flow of the river. At this section from the Dillard's Ferry to the Rush Landing, there was only 2 times where in a canoe we could have really got into some rapids that we needed to paddle out of.
Yeah.
And they're very mild, guys.
They really were.
Realistically, you need to have experience to go float the Buffalo River anytime you do float.
You do.
Period.
You do. And I feel like that is super important. To have some experience, have a canoe class, have somebody teach you what you're doing.
At the realistic at this, this was floating at a moderate level, and it was a class 1.
Yeah.
The day we floated, it was a class 1. So realistically, any experience and you're good. Now, don't get me wrong. There is a couple places, like I said, in this 9 miles that if you didn't know what you were doing, you could have got into some trouble and you could have had a problem. Floating at any given time, you're just not on autopilot at any time.
Right.
You need to be aware,
of your surroundings.
Of what's coming up.
Yeah.
The Buffalo River, absolutely beautiful. You guys are going to see
amazing.
a lot of our float. But it took us 3.5 to 4 hours, but realistically more like 3.5 of float time. And the rest of our time out there was just stopped on the bank, reapplying our sun bum.
Yes, we did. We
suntan lotion, and all of those things.
And snacks and bluffs and all that stuff.
Lunch. So, we ate lunch. We had all of those things. So, guys, I certainly, as far as the campsite goes, as far as Buffalo Point goes, on 5-star rating, I would rate, other than the first night we were there.
Are you going to tell them?
Yeah, the first night we were there, and I went back and read some other stuff about this, is if you have dry food or any food outside of your tent or outside of your van.
Which we did have some tubs that we thought were quite secure.
Yeah, we had some tubs with some snap-on lids that should be...
even had the little... the little lock on there.
After we went to bed, a raccoon, which I'd seen previously, actually, he came up to the site while we were cooking dinner, and he pushed our tub off of the table.
Hey, what y'all got for me?
Opened it up, and I woke up the next morning and crows were all over the site.
The raccoons are bold there. They are quite bold.
Yep, they took 2 loaves of bread. They took
the marshmallows for the s'mores.
Took the marshmallows for the s'mores. I mean, they literally
took the
guys.
Chips.
We had 20 pounds of food that they carried off overnight.
They did. Little furry asshole.
I've also read that if you store it in your tent, they'll cut a hole inside of your tent or tear a hole inside your tent and come through.
They don't care. So just make sure that your food is really secure
Buffalo
and
Point,
as smell-proof as possible.
That's what you need to watch out for. I would rank the campsite itself though easily a 5.
It was great.
Just beautiful.
It was beautiful. It was great. It was easy. The people that we were around were super nice. Everything was great.
And then from the floating, the river that day with the conditions that we floated in just couldn't be any better. It was actually, I would rate it a 5 as well. So,
I would too.
If you want to get out, some good clean entertainment, family entertainment, you want to be outdoors, you don't want to be stuck inside all the time, I certainly recommend Buffalo Point at Yellville, Recreation.gov. Dirst canoe rentals. Rent you some canoes and kayaks and float the river, and you'll have a great day.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Hey guys, so we want to talk to you about the Indian Rock House Trail. This is a trail at Buffalo Point. You can find it on All Trails, the app preferably, or alltrails.com. We'll put a link to that down in the description below. Now this is a moderate trail.
It is.
There are some areas that could be a little difficult, especially on hotter days if you have asthma or something like that.
Which it is, which we ran into a lady a little while ago who did have some asthma.
But other than that, the trail's not that bad. Now they say no dogs. There is signs of the trailhead that says no dogs are available.
And I think that's probably because there are some areas where it's kind of cliffy. Kind of.
There's a little bit. Now, in reality, in most bigger dogs would probably have 0 issues with this trail. I know our dog wouldn't, but, those are the rules.
Them's the rules.
Them's the rules. So we didn't bring a dog on the hike. Indian Rock House Trail. Let me tell you about it a little bit.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. You're gonna, it's a little over, it's right at 3.3 miles.
We've made it a little longer than that.
Yeah, when you take some of the side trails.
Because it's sort of like a loop trail and then sort of a down and back along with it to get to the rock house. And
there's some side trails and there's some other things you can go and look at. We made it almost 5 miles that day.
We did.
But the trail itself is just 3.3 miles. It does have, there's some narrow spots, there's some tight spots, we did see some snakes.
We saw some snakes, y'all.
So none that were actually on the trail, but there were several places that there could be snakes.
They were within sight. So, that's close enough for us.
Close enough. you know, there are waterfalls. There's multiple waterfalls on this trail.
Oh my gosh, such cool waterfalls too.
Even in the hot summer day, this trail's got plenty of shade.
It did have plenty of shade. For sure.
There's a few areas that you're going to be in the sun, but you're not going to be in the sun for very long.
Lots of places to cool off.
We picked up our pace when we were going to be in a hot area.
Yeah.
We just walked faster.
Yeah.
So other than that, I mean, there's plenty of waterfalls that you can get in the water. Tess took off her shoes and a couple times actually.
I did a few times.
So soaked your feet for a good while.
It was amazing. There's this thing called a natural bathtub.
Yeah.
Highly recommend getting in that up to your knees. It was amazing.
So, you know, look for snakes, obviously, anytime that you're gonna, get off the trail, get into the water. The more noise that you can make, the better.
Yeah, and the vibrations, really.
Yeah, if you got a walking stick, hit the ground.
Yeah, do all that.
Let them know
your feet.
Let them know you're coming. Other than the waterfalls, I mean, there are, caves.
Yeah,
so basically what you're going to, there's several caves along the trail, but two of them that we actually experienced. One of them was, I don't know, I say a little smaller, but it wasn't small. It was a big cave.
No, it wasn't. It was a big cave. And at first we thought, okay, this is the destination.
Yeah, when we first got to it, we thought, well, this is the Indian Rock House. Nope.
Nope, it was not.
Not at all.
But it sure was nice to get in there out of the sun and cool down
59 degrees inside the cave. So you can, anytime you start getting close to these, you can feel the air coming out of them.
Get cooler.
So it gets really, really nice when you go inside, especially if you've been hiking and hot.
Yes.
But you get to the Indian Rock House, and let's talk about that. Guys, this cave is huge.
Humongous.
It's absolutely huge inside this cave.
There's an underground river.
There is a river that runs through it, so running water all the time.
And then there is a little,
quite a bit of different formations around the cave. So it just
if you're a cave fan, check out your stalactites and your stalagmites and your curtains and all that.
All of those things are there. We're going to show you. We didn't get any video footage of the hike. But we did, we got a lot of pictures, and we're going to show you the guys of those things. But, on a hike, again, when you talk about, well, this cave and this hike, I mean, I would give this hike a 5.
Oh, totally.
5 stars.
You know how we heard about it? It was that guy when we were at Bull Shoals. We had gone on this other little hike, and he was like, the next time you're up in this area, you got to go see the Indian Rock House. And that was the perfect spot on suggestion from him.
It was really good, guys. So, I certainly recommend that you check out the Buffalo Point. I certainly recommend that you float the Buffalo River. And I certainly recommend that you take the time. Everybody that wants to go up there just wants to float. Yeah, everybody goes and floats.
Which is great.
Very few people will tell you about they went up and hiked a trail.
We didn't see very many people at all.
Didn't, but I highly recommend it, guys. Take a day, float the river, take another day, and hike the trail. You will not be disappointed.
No, you won't.
There's plenty of times during the year where the water levels aren't high enough to float, and literally just hike the trails on those days. But get out. Enjoy the outdoors, enjoy the outside.
Enjoy our beautiful state.
And enjoy Arkansas. It is absolutely beautiful. Hey, I'm Jason.
And I'm Tess.
And thank you for listening or watching another episode of Small Talk Arkansas.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Whatever this place is called.
We'll be back with a lot more van life and a lot of other issues. You guys, if there's anything that y'all want to see in particular, let us know. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel.
Like our videos.
Like this video right now. And then share it with your friends. We know you have friends.
You've got to.
So help us out. Share the video, share the channel. We appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
See y'all later.
Bye.